iendelee. Zima hiyo kitu, mkutano iendelee.
Siaya and Kakamega woke up to two different political realities on the same Saturday, and the contrast could not be ignored. One side looked like a movement finding oxygen after suffocation. The other felt like a structure trying to stand on borrowed crutches. What was supposed to be a show of ODM unity instead exposed a party wrestling with its own reflection after the absence of its long center of gravity, Raila Odinga. In Kakamega, the Orengo and Sifuna team turned the ground into a political wave. The crowd was not just big, it was restless, emotional, and charged with the language of resistance. Chants rose and fell like thunder. Leaders fed off the energy and the audience demanded more confrontation than compromise. The rally stopped being a meeting and became a declaration that a section of the party no longer recognizes the direction being taken in Nairobi Power Circle.
Wameua Raila Odinga. Wameua Raila Odinga. Semeni ui. Ui. Matiagas tunazima kama bangi ya jana na mkutano unaendelea.
In Siaya, Oburu Odinga and Gladys Wanga assembled their own rally, complete with allies tied to government influence. The stage was well organized, the lineup heavy with establishment figures, and the messaging focused on cooperation with the ruling side. But the air lacked fire. The gathering felt structured rather than spontaneous. Supporters listened, clapped, and dispersed without the fever seen in Kakamega. It looked less like a rebellion and more like a briefing.
And what we want is the unity of our party. We are not expelling anybody from the party, but anybody who feels that he is uncomfortable with us can leave if he likes.
The real conversation began when people compared the two crowds. Kakamega carried anger, Siaya carried calculation. One side sounded like a base reclaiming ownership, the other sounded like leaders trying to manage a transition.
So what we are doing here is to explain to our people that we are entering into a negotiation in preparation for next year's election.
Then came the chaos in Kakamega. Tear gas drifted across the field after tensions erupted. Youths confronted suspected hired disruptors and disarmed them. The political message hardened instantly. What began as a rally turned into proof that the grassroots is ready for confrontation politics again. The symbolism mattered more than the smoke. The audience believed they were defending their movement rather than attending a meeting.
Munaniona vizuri. Munaniona vizuri. Mimi ndio Sifuna. Kwa maombi yenu na kwa mapenzi.
Leaders leaned into the mood and promised continued mobilization across the country. The narrative emerging was simple. The party could not be absorbed into government comfort. It should remain an opposition conscious. Whether realistic or not did not matter in the moment. Emotion defeated strategy.
Nataka niseme hapa Kakamega, mambo ya chama, mimi nitamsikia tu Edwin Sifuna. Yeye ndiye ataongea mambo ya chama. Na nasema leo hapa Kakamega, hii vuguvugu ambao nimeona hapa Kakamega itaenda mpaka Pwani. Itaenda Turkana, itaenda Mombasa, itaenda Kisumu.
Meanwhile, in Siaya, a different drama unfolded quietly. Kisii Governor Simba Arati stayed away. His absence overshadowed every speech delivered at the Linda ground. In politics, absence often speaks louder than attendance. For a leader with regional influence, skipping repeated meetings sends a signal that calculations are changing.
Now we want to move on. We are going to negotiate on policies.
Observers began connecting dots. The region is watching the rise of new political centers ahead of 2027. Alignments that looked safe months ago now look risky. Arati appears to be weighing survival against loyalty. Associating too close with the government wing of the party would isolate him at home, while moving too fast toward rebellion carries its own danger. So he waits, and waiting itself becomes a statement. The hesitation exposes the deeper battle inside ODM. The conflict is no longer just about personalities, it is about identity. One faction believes proximity to power secures development and stability. The other believes closeness to power erases the party's historical purpose. Both sides claim to be protecting legacy, yet both accuse the other of betrayal.
Wacha watupe tear gas, tunazima kama bangi ya jana na mkutano unaendelea. Haitawezekana leo. Tafadhali haitawezekana leo. Msitupie polisi yoyote mawe. Wachaneni na yeye.
For the presidency, the optics are uncomfortable. A divided opposition can be manageable, but an opposition that energizes crowds with anti-government chants reignites political pressure. Kakamega's images traveled faster than any speech from Siaya. Emotion always wins the internet. Within the community, the stakes feel personal. Leaders who appear too friendly to the state risk being labeled disconnected from the struggles of ordinary supporters. Leaders who sound too rebellious risk losing access to resources that keep local politics alive. It is a tightrope with no safety net.
Tutachapa stanza moja ya wimbo wa taifa. Naomba nipatiwe bendera yangu. Naomba nipatiwe bendera yangu. DJ, nataka sisi sote kwa heshima ya huyo shujaa anaitwa Vincent.
The coming months will decide whether this is a temporary storm or a permanent split. Mobilization tours are expected to intensify. Counter rallies will multiply. Each side will try to claim the true soul of the movement, and politicians sitting on the fence will be forced to jump before the ground disappears beneath them. For now, Kakamega stole the spotlight. Siaya raised questions, and Arati's empty seat became the loudest voice of the weekend. Kenyan politics has entered the phase where silence, presence, and crowd mood carry more weight than official statements. The battle is no longer just about winning elections. It is about deciding what the party becomes after losing its anchor.
Mimi nitasema kitu moja peke yake. Nataka nieleze ni kwa nini Sifuna huyu wenu anaandamwa. Mimi naandamwa kwa kukumbusha William Ruto kwamba uliweka mkataba na baba Raila Amolo Odinga ya kwamba utaheshimu haki za watu kukutana kwa amani jinsi ambavyo tumekutana hapa. Kwa nini unatutupia tear gas? Hiyo si ni kukiuka mkataba na baba? Tuliambia na William Ruto na baba walikubaliana ya kwamba weka hiyo maji chini bwana. Sisi ni wanaume, wapige wengine kama watapiga. Tuliambia William Ruto mambo ya kuua vijana wetu itakoma. Wameua hawajaua.
Gin giterowa kanyi. Alpoka winjo maler kuma gidwa terowa. Gina winjo mna kagiwacho ni Ruto nyaka dhi, ni Ruto must go home. Ruto must go home ni ben dongruok. En dongruok koso dongruok. Mano dongruok. Koro miyo wan wadhi nyime. Now I want to say